Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we want to talk about the remarkable health-promoting properties of royal jelly from the honeybee. This substance is remarkable, and it's been used by humans for many centuries to improve health. So you'll want to stay tuned to learn more about royal jelly from the honeybee. But first, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Exercising immediately after a meal helps diabetics improve blood glucose levels. Researchers from the University of Otago, New Zealand, compared the effects of exercising at different times of the day in 41 type 2 diabetics. They found exercising after a meal lowered glucose levels by 12% on average, and if the diabetic exercised immediately after the evening meal, their blood glucose levels were reduced by 22%. Related research from University College London, a review of 23 previous studies involving more than 1.2 million subjects finds exercising for 150 minutes a week reduced the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 26%. Both studies were published by Diabetologia. Well, folks, here we learn that regular exercise helps to both reduce the risk of developing adult-onset diabetes and to keep glucose levels under control if the exerciser has diabetes, especially if the exercise is begun within 5 minutes after eating a meal. The study found that exercising immediately after the evening meal was the most effective in regulating glucose levels. Walking after the last meal of the day reduced glucose levels by 22%. Now, for many with type 2 diabetes, eating a low sugar and low starch diet and then taking a walk immediately after that evening meal would be enough to completely control their diabetes. Also, we learned that regular exercise reduces the risk of developing diabetes by about 1/4. Both studies found for exercise to be an effective tool in either preventing or managing diabetes, one must exercise for at least 150 minutes a week. Now, walking more than 150 minutes a week provided even more benefits. But walking for 150 minutes a week is easy to do for the majority, as that is just 20 minutes of exercise daily. And walking immediately after a meal provides the most benefits. Bottom line, the old adage of it's unhealthy and even dangerous to exercise after a meal is not based in science. In fact, walking after a meal provides true health benefits. Teens smoke cigarettes to help themselves lose weight. Researchers from Cornell University analyzed health data collected on over 10,000 school-aged children and teens involved in the Health, Behavior, and School-Aged Children study. They found teen girls who view themselves as overweight are 225% more likely to smoke to help themselves lose weight. Overweight teen boys also showed the same pattern, but a little less so. They were 145% more likely to smoke for weight control. Teens that smoke are much more likely to smoke well into adulthood. The study was published by Health Economics. Related research from University of Exeter in the United Kingdom finds weight gain experienced by teens is mostly due to declining levels of daily exercise, not more food intake. The researchers evaluated health and exercise patterns of 350 school-aged children over 12 years. They found when kids reach puberty, there's an associated drop in physical activity that reduces calories burned by 400 to 500 calories a day. The study was published by the International Journal of Obesity. Well, folks, these two studies provide valuable information. Here we learn that when children reach puberty, they are also experiencing a dramatic drop in daily physical activity, so much so that their daily calories burned is reduced by 400 calories for girls, that's on average, and 500 calories for boys. And that's every day. It is as though they were eating an extra Big Mac every day, but they are not eating more calories. They are burning fewer of them with less exercise. And it's a Big Mac's worth of exercise. Now, if the teen does not compensate for reduced activity by eating less, they could gain 40 to 50 pounds in just 1 year. But puberty is no time for a young person to diet, as these are their growth spurt years, and they typically have a ravenous appetite. So what are far too many of them doing? They are resorting to smoking cigarettes to help them curb their appetites and thus their weight. And they're doing this when they should be exercising. Folks, there was a time when parents could be assured that their children are getting all the exercise they need at school during recess and physical education, but those days are long gone. Kids in today's world do not exercise at school. They must exercise now during non-school hours. This puts the responsibility of exercise squarely on our shoulders. Make it a family priority for health now and in the future. On today's Your Health, we'd like to discuss the health-promoting properties of royal jelly from the honeybee. So stay tuned to learn more. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha Noni and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. More and more people suffer from asthma. One cause is obvious. The world is a polluted place, and the air we breathe is not always healthy. But other causes of asthma aren't as obvious. Recent research connects a poor quality, high sugar diet and the frequent use of antibiotics to higher rates of asthma and cases of asthma that are tougher to treat. A fast food diet does not meet our nutritional needs. Plus, the indiscriminate use of antibiotics can seriously disturb the delicate balance of healthy microbes in our intestinal tract. So switch to a garden fresh diet that calms and prevents asthma. Eat fruit-like veggies such as tomatoes, cucumbers, and eggplant. Eat yogurt, ginger, turmeric, and take fish oil. Nature holds the answer, but it's up to us to make healthy choices. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
Do you believe that nature holds the answer to your health needs? Are you looking for a supplement that's simple and pure, yet really works?
If you're looking for nature's answer to better health, look to Aloha Noni Juice. It's pure and fresh, just like nature intended. Aloha Noni Juice is brought to you direct from the islands of Polynesia.
Aloha Noni Juice is 100% pure with no added sugar or sweet fruit fillers. It's the perfect addition to your low-sugar diet.
Aloha Noni Juice drinkers will tell you their vitality, energy, and sense of well-being have improved, along with relief from many painful conditions. Made by nature, proven by science, Aloha Noni Juice contains only nature's best.
And now you can enjoy the benefits of our new 100% certified organic Noni Juice.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
Welcome back, everyone. It is such a blessing to be with you today. We have a great show planned. We're going to be learning all about royal jelly, the products of the bee. That's why we called the show today, Buzzing About the Bee and Products of the Bee. This is just amazing. Royal jelly is so great, Richard. It's one of those things that's been used from the beginning of time.
Yes.
You know?
I would suspect that humans have been using royal jelly and products of the bee for as long as we've been searching for food. Once the early human found that the beehive held something sweet, I'm sure they checked out everything else in that hive for its use as a food and as a medicinal agent. In fact, we have good evidence of how far back this goes. The King James Bible mentions honey 73 times. The Bible describes the promised land as the land of milk and honey. We're all familiar with those stories, the promised land with milk and honey. And the Bible uses honey as a metaphor for something sweet or desirable. In the Jewish tradition, honey symbolizes the hope and promise of the new year, the sweet hope and promise of a new year. And you'll often see at certain stores straws filled with honey and the ends bent so that they have a little taste of honey to remind them of that promise of the new year. John the Baptist survived by eating just locusts and honey. Not very appetizing, but you can survive on it, of course. The proverb says, "Eat honey, my son, for it is good. Honey from the comb is sweet to your taste." The oldest active beehive in the world is in Israel, and it's thought to have been in existence producing honey for over 3,000 years. Isn't that amazing? Now, of course, the bees are constantly being renewed, but it is possible, if you think about this, that Christ and the apostles, Mother Mary, Father Joseph, maybe they all tasted honey from that beehive. It's possible. No way to prove that, but it is absolutely possible. The ancient Egyptians used honey as an embalming fluid. The Chinese and the Japanese, is not just Western culture, but the Chinese and the Japanese have used royal jelly for over 4,000 years. Pliny the Elder, who was a famous Roman physician who wrote down a lot of his treatments, he devoted much of his writings to the medicinal principles and properties of bee products. In the modern era, Professor Remy Chavon of France wrote extensively of royal jelly's therapeutic properties, and that opened the door for the modern scientific investigation of bee products. Now, everyone loves the taste of honey, but honeybees provide more than just honey. Other bee products do humans well. They help humans. They include bee pollen. This is the pollen collected by the bee. It's used as food for the hive. It's a desensitizing agent to pollen allergies. Take half a teaspoon of bee pollen, put it under your tongue, let that dissolve once or twice a day, and for 85 to 95%, according to studies, within a week or so, or less for many, your seasonal allergies will just vanish. And I've seen this work 1,000 times if I've seen it one. It is the single most effective, quick treatment. Steroids reduce allergies quick, but steroids come with all the side effects. Bee pollen, very little of any side effects, as long as you're not allergic to bee pollen. Bee propolis, or bee glue as it is called, is used to help hold the hive together, and it also has strong antibiotic, antifungal, and antiviral properties. You can imagine all the life forms that discover a beehive, including microbes, all the way up to the honey bear. They want that stuff. But these microbes could make a good living off the sweetness, and the bee glue helps to keep the microbes out, and it helps to protect the bees from any infectious agents that could harm them. And our topic today, royal jelly. That's our main topic and focus. Now, I want to give you this one disclaimer, and this one is very important. Well, two items here. If you're allergic to any part of the bee stings, any part of this, you really should be careful and not use any other bee product. You might be able to use honey, but that remains to be determined. Also, the other thing that everyone should know, no baby, no infant under 1 year of age should use any bee product. And why is that? It's a natural source of sugar and sweet and wholesomeness. Why shouldn't a small baby use honey? Well, this is because honey contains botulinum toxin in very low levels. And since baby has no immunity to this, after mother's immunity, which wanes about 3 to 4 months, they are susceptible to this. And every year, an infant dies in America from being given honey when they're under 1 year of age. So let's not give any bee product, period, to infants under 1. After that age, have at it. You can use all of them as long as you're not allergic to bee stings, bee products in general. Let's talk about this royal jelly and its amazing medicinal properties. Royal jelly is a milky white gelatinous substance manufactured by young nurse worker bees. And I want to clear something up. It looks like pudding, but it doesn't taste like pudding. It is made by the bee, as is honey, but it does not taste like honey. It has an astringent, bitter taste. Many people will mix a little honey with their royal jelly to improve that taste. And that's fine, you can do that, or you can take it in a pill form. All bee larvae get some royal jelly. The typical worker bee will get 2 to 3 days of royal jelly as a food. But the queen bee, the larva that the hive has dedicated to become the queen, they are fed exclusively royal jelly as their sole food. This initiates the determination onto being the queen bee of the hive. Now, an exclusively royal jelly-fed larvae, the queen bee, can live 5 to 7 years. But the worker, who's only given 3 days of royal jelly, only lives 7 to 8 weeks. The observation of this phenomena led early doctors and researchers to hope that if we use royal jelly as a medicinal agent, it will prolong our life. Well, we've not been able to prove that, and it'd be very, very difficult to prove that type of thing, and it probably doesn't prolong life, but we know it does a lot of good things for us. A typical beehive produces about 2.5 pounds or 1,000 grams of royal jelly every year, and they have developed techniques to increase that production, but it's still a scarce substance. There's not a lot of this made in the world, and you can't just whip this up in a laboratory. It has been described by biochemists, this royal jelly, as the quintessential culmination of natural biosynthesis. It contains no fewer than 169 different compounds. It is a complex mixture of proteins, and much of the current research going on in royal jelly is trying to determine this protein composition. But it also has some sugars, lipids, minerals, vitamins, and as of yet undefined substances. Royal jelly contains almost all of the essential nutrients. I hate to say that you could survive only on that, but it does. It contains all the B vitamins, B12, a little vitamin C, you name it, proteins, minerals. It's quite a unique substance. The historical uses of royal jelly, humans have been using it for longevity, as we've talked, help improve the immune system. It's been used as an antibiotic, antiviral, antifungal, food for its vitamin and mineral content. It's been used to promote fertility and to improve wound healing. I personally have seen several cases where royal jelly is applied to a nasty wound, a laceration, or something like this, even an amputation. And the result of the healing, when stimulated by royal jelly, simply makes your jaw drop. You just, whoa, I did that. The progress is phenomenal of this wound. All we did was sprinkle a little royal jelly directly on the wound, and it promotes healing. It really is a remarkable thing to see. So this obviously has implications for people with compromised blood flow. If your blood isn't flowing well, you're not going to heal well. Or if you're diabetic and have compromised blood flow, you can see how that would apply. Research shows that royal jelly has anti-tumor or anti-cancer properties, antibacterial, anti-hyperlipidemic, meaning it can lower your blood fats, your cholesterol, triglyceride levels, and it does so quite effectively. Estrogenic effects, it has a phytoestrogen-like effect, plus it can modulate the production of your hormones. This is new information. Neurogenic, meaning it helps to promote the growth of nerve cells. Anti-allergy effect, anti-inflammatory, chemoprotective. It actually protects you from the effects of pollution. Isn't that remarkable? Boy, the world needs that today. And immune modulatory properties. That's the overview. When we return from these important messages, we'll talk about some specific studies. We'll be right back. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements, because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Do you like to exercise outdoors? Many consider gardening one of life's most rewarding activities. The American Heart Association says gardening promotes a strong heart, and it helps to preserve brain mass in seniors. Follow these guidelines so your gardening experience will be enjoyable for years to come. Wear a wide-brimmed hat and protect your skin from too much sun. Wear gloves and sunglasses even on cloudy days. Make your posture strong by bending from the knees. Consider wearing knee pads. Start with small jobs. Set a gentle pace and ask for help when moving heavy objects. Pause frequently and drink lots of water. Whether it's trimming bushes, cutting grass, or growing nutritious vegetables, gardening is a great way to get your exercise and get back to the earth. For your health at a glance, I'm Cindy Becker. Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, talking about the amazing properties of royal jelly and the products of the bee. So amazing for total good health. So, Richard, to start the research, you have some really great stories on immunity in royal jelly.
Yeah, one of the most common uses of royal jelly is for its antibiotic, antifungal, antiviral properties. And research has shown that the lipid content, the fatty acid content of royal jelly is responsible for much of this. There's a substance in royal jelly called HDEA, or what I prefer to call queen bee acid. It's a fatty acid, but it's a unique fatty acid. You know, fatty acids are dietary fatty acids. Olive oil has fatty acids in it. But this substance, 10-hydroxy-2-decanoic acid, these are medium chain, they're rather short. And there are a variety of these short fatty acids that may have a hydroxy or an alcohol group on it or a double bond here or there. So there's a group of these, and they're all this medium chain fatty acids. And what this stuff does, it has antibiotic properties. It shows strong inhibition of Staphylococcus aureus. Now, keep in mind that the use of royal jelly for infection has been going on for thousands of years, and we don't have antibiotic resistance yet. This is one of our keys. Folks, you realize that the vast majority of pharmaceutical companies want nothing to do with the production and the research and development of new antibiotics. They don't even want to risk it. Why? Because it can cost them $1 billion to come up with a new antibiotic, and within 5 to 8 years there's resistance and they've lost their profit margin. And I understand this, I get that, but we're still left with the problem of antibiotic resistance, even if companies don't want to invest in this. Well, let's look to nature. We have some remarkable substances that we can use now without a prescription that are highly effective antibiotics, and royal jelly is one of those. Also has activity against Pseudomonas aeruginosus. This is a big player in the diabetic wound, diabetic ulcers that fail to heal. They are often inhabited by or infected by, there's a difference. With Pseudomonas aeruginosus, no resistance yet either. But these substances, the queen bee acid, these medium chain fatty acids that have a unique chemical structure, also show inhibition of cancer development. It also immune system modulators, meaning if your immune system is low, it'll help bring it up. If your immune system's hyperactive, like an autoimmune disease, it'll help calm it down. That's called modulation. And also, they also have an influence on our hormonal system, and it does it two ways. It has a phytoestrogen-like effect. In other words, it's a plant, or it's not a plant, substance. It's a insect substance, so it's not technically a phytoestrogen, but it mimics a hormone, but it's not a true hormone. Typically, a phytoestrogen-like compound may have anywhere from 1 to 3% of the activity of true estrogen. So you can see you really can't overstimulate the estrogen receptors with such a mild estrogen effect. What it does for many is it blocks the access of true estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, whatever, and you modulate the hormonal effect that way if you have hyperestrogen. And here's the point of all this. The environment that we live in today is polluted, and these pollutants act like hormones, and they're very powerful hormones. And so you have nanogram, picogram constant. This is point with anywhere from 12 to 15 zeros before you get your significant digit. Levels of these hormonal disrupting pollutants, and they have a powerful hormonal effect, and we can block that. Another thing that they've learned about royal jelly is it helps to detoxify the system from these pollutants. Somehow these molecules amp up our detoxification systems and helps to prevent the effect of these hormone disrupting agents. There are not many things that do this, folks. There are not many things. Vitamin D is important for that. Royal jelly is important for that, and we all live in this polluted world. We have to accept this. It's part of the reason why so many of us are sick in today's world. Milk thistle is good for that. Curcumin is good. Olive leaf, any of these powerful antioxidant containing substances that amp up our detoxification systems are in your best interest as you're recovering from illness. Also, what else? These queen bee acids, as we're talking about, these medium chain fatty acids with unique chemical structures, have anti-aging factors in them. This is part of what turns on the bee larva into becoming the queen bee. Its effect on humans is to be determined in longevity, but we do know it can diminish the visible signs of aging in our skin. So it's part of an anti-aging program. Also, these substances induce nerve growth. Now, neurogenic factors, let's think about this for a minute. Something that helps our nervous system to repair, to grow, to expand as it should in cases of trauma. Let's say I have a big cut and I cut through a nerve. I cut through the nerve. It used to be together, but now it's like this. If those ends are close, it will regenerate, it'll find its conduit, and it will regenerate that nerve and grow. So that's helpful in trauma. With that nerve bundle comes the vein and the artery and the nerve. It all comes together. They go as three in the human body. You stimulate the growth of one, they all grow. That's important to understand. This is the essence of how royal jelly helps us recover from wounds or diabetic ulcers. But also as we lose our brain cells with cognitive decline of aging. They've been able to show if you take the royal jelly, it helps to slow that process down. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, and it all comes from these queen bee acid-like medium chain fatty acids with unique chemical structure. What else? Royal jelly contains neopterin. Neopterin is also made by human macrophages. It's our Pac-Man cells that engulf and eat up. And when the Pac-Man cell is activated, the entire immune system becomes on alert and our immune system is activated. Royal jelly neopterin, when you ingest this, activates the immune system while calming inflammation of infection and injury. It has a multiple arm effect, neopterin. It inhibits cytokines. Injury or infections activate prostaglandins. So one arm of it activates the immune system, the other calms the inflammatory response. You know, if you get strep throat, your immune system's activated, and that soreness in your throat is because the immune system is fighting that germ off. Well, we want to make the immune system work, but we can calm down the pain of it with calming the cytokines and the prostaglandins. And this is exactly what royal jelly does. It keeps the immune system going, but it calms down that inflammatory reaction so we're not so miserable in the whole process. Immune studies have shown that royal jelly immunomodulates the immune system, increasing the production of antibodies and immune-competent cell proliferation. And they've been able to identify the molecule. It's called royalsin. Royalsin. I kind of like how they keep that royal concept in here. You know, Royalson, that's the stuff. Royal jelly modulates T cell and interleukin 2 and interleukin 6 activity. 2 is necessary for T cell maturation, and 6 decreases inflammation and stimulates immunity. So, you know, folks, it's not so important you know all the technical terms, but when you think of royal jelly, think of a substance that turns on the immune system but calms the inflammatory part. And if your immune system is hyperactive, like with an autoimmune disease, it calms that down. It's quite remarkable properties. They've been able to show that the immune system via macrophages increases T cell, which is cell-mediated immunity, and B cells, which is the humoral immune system. And I want to explain that to you when we return. We'll be right back. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements, because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Could some of your favorite foods be making you sick? Cases of non-allergic food intolerance are on the rise. This is different than food allergies. Recent surveys reveal up to 20% of us may be suffering from food intolerance. People who have a higher risk of non-allergic food sensitivity are those with other types of allergies, such as hay fever or irritable bowel syndrome, hepatitis C, chronic indigestion, abdominal pain, or constipation. Non-allergic food intolerance can be delayed up to 48 hours or longer, so you may not connect something you ate 2 days ago with fatigue, headaches, abdominal pain, or depression. You can keep a food diary and write down everything you eat. Blood tests can diagnose the problem, or an elimination diet can help you detect the foods that are causing your symptoms. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why BioInnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone, having an amazing discussion about the properties of royal jelly. Isn't this interesting? And I just love anything that really helps boost our immunity. Well, to help you get this one, I've got a great announcement. It is fall savings time again at BioInnovations. Sure comes around fast every year, doesn't it? Great prices. Really great prices and free shipping on your orders over $50. Of course, that's in the mainland USA. Shipping to Hawaii and Alaska isn't so bad, though. So if you live in those areas, still give us a call. Richard,
Yes.
This is great. So talking about immunity, anything that really helps boost your immune system, we need so much.
Good health and longevity is all about a strong, active immune system. It's all about it. And you know, with our increasing numbers of cancer patients,
Right.
I mean, that's an example of how important our immune system is. We were talking about what T cells do and what B cells do. And royal jelly, through its action on the macrophage, the Pac-Man cell, the gobble them up, this activates T cells and B cells. T cells are involved with cell-mediated immunity. What does that mean? Cell-mediated immunity is recognition of self. This means when I have a cell that goes bad, let's say it's in my colon, and there's colon cancer in my family, and so there's a propensity to develop colon cancer, I want to recognize that bad cell right away and get rid of it. Cell-mediated immunity knows when your cells are normal, when it's abnormal. When they're abnormal, it gets rid of them. See, that's what we want. We want them to get out of here. It also helps to protect the cell-mediated immunity from viruses and fungi infections, fungal infections. Because the viruses change the nature of the cell. It gets into the DNA workings of the cell and it takes over and it changes the nature of the cell. That's how viruses work. And fungi are immensely complicated organisms that show similar features, so that's what that does. Now, the B cells, what do they do? They're humoral and adaptive. We are not born with the knowledge of fighting off strep and herpes and all of those types of infectious agents. So that's adaptive. As the changes of life come, I have to adapt to new threats. And we make antibodies to do this. And it's through our B cells. Bursa equivalent cells. We don't have a Bursa. Birds have a Bursa. These are cells that early scientists called Bursa equivalent cells. The history is kind of interesting. The point being, this is essentially our entire immune system. It includes allergies. It includes bacteria, viruses, cancer, all of it. And all of it can be amplified through the use of royal jelly. Wow. When you realize that, you have a powerful tool. Well, what else can we do? Let's apply this to something. What about autoimmunity? Let's talk about Graves' disease. Have you ever heard of Graves' disease? Graves' disease is where you develop antibodies to self. You begin to destroy self, and your antibodies are being made to the thyroid-stimulating hormone receptors of your thyroid gland. You have receptors to the hormone that stimulates the gland to make more thyroid hormone. When you're under stress, you need more. Your cells need a little boost of thyroid activity. But if we're blocking that action with an antibody to that receptor, you're going to have a problem. And early on, what happens is it stimulates the production of a lot of thyroid hormone, so you develop hyperthyroidism with Graves' disease. Exophthalmos, wide-eyed, rapid heartbeat, it can really get nasty. And what they found is that royal jelly blocks that action. Royal jelly blocks the action, thus ameliorating the autoimmune process of Graves' disease. That is very useful information. We also have Hashimoto's disease. Hashimoto's does it kind of the opposite. It destroys the cells, so you get low thyroid function with that. I don't have a study that proves royal jelly's use in Hashimoto's, the most common cause of hypothyroidism, but I think it's worth a try for many of us to do that if you're in the middle of Hashimoto's disease. That is my suspicion. Royal jelly has also been proven to delay the onset of lupus, systemic lupus erythematosus in animal models. Royal jelly slows down the destruction of rheumatoid arthritis in humans. That was a human study. There we go. The queen bee acid inhibits the matrix metalloproteinase, which is an enzyme that destroys. See, all our systems have build up and tear down. And we're always in a constant balance. In rheumatoid arthritis, the tear-down system is over-exaggerated, and so it destroys the joints. Think of it in those terms, and it makes sense. Well, royal jelly slows down the tear-down, so our bodies can maintain a normal balance in rheumatoid arthritis. So it's very applicable, royal jelly, as a part of a complete holistic plan for rheumatoid arthritis. What about cancer? You know, many people in cancer therapy, they have to stop cancer therapy, the chemotherapy or radiation, because of mucositis. The mouth is so sore from these caustic agents that the patient can't eat, and they run the risk of starving to death if they continue to use the chemotherapy agents. When you stop the chemotherapy, oftentimes the cancer rebounds very quickly. And so it's a rock and a hard place for the cancer patient. The mouth is so sore, you can't eat, but I need to stay with the chemotherapy. What are you going to do? Well, they've been able to prove that royal jelly helps remarkably, and there's very few things that do help oral mucositis. 5-fluoro-FU, 5-FU fluorouracil is what that is, induced oral ulcers improved remarkably. And this is a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial in holistic nurse practitioner, 103 cancer patients. They combined the royal jelly with benzitamine. Benzitamine is a lot like Benadryl. It kind of numbs the mouth, it calms the inflammation, but it doesn't cure it, it just calms it, and then nystatin for yeast. So you take the combination of royal jelly, and you could substitute Benadryl in there. Benadryl, it helps to numb the mouth a little bit. It doesn't hurt so bad. Royal jelly, a little Benadryl, and a little nystatin to keep the yeast down. Swish and swallow, do that 2-3 times a day, and your oral mucositis is going to improve, and you can continue on your therapy. That's the point of this, and you have a much better chance of beating that cancer. We have more when we return. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa Nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
Is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. When we struggle with disease and painful health conditions, we can become overwhelmed with negative thoughts. We may even develop depression. The Apostle Paul offered guidelines to help us preserve a positive attitude during times of trouble. He wrote in Philippians 4, verse 8, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Thinking positive thoughts is the first step toward overcoming worry, even depression. Proverbs 17, verse 22 reminds us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Remember these words of wisdom as you face your health challenges. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's BioNutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
We're back, everyone, learning all about Royal Jelly. This is so amazing. And another little announcement, I've got to remind you, it is fall savings celebration at BioInnovations. Great prices and free shipping on your orders over $50 in the mainland USA. So good time to get that Royal Jelly for your health. Richard, these studies are amazing, and I know that you're getting through them as fast as you can, and there's a lot more to go.
I hate to rush through them.
They really are. And when you get down into the story like that last one, the amazing effect of healing is there, and you have to get through it. So
yes, absolutely.
that's all right.
We talked about how Royal Jelly helps to protect us from toxins, poisons, environmental pollutants. Radiation protection. When you're exposed to radiation, particularly in concentrated radiation, like in cancer therapy, it can cause a profound drop in your trace minerals. Now, we don't know exactly what all these trace minerals do, but we know you need to have them. And when they drop dramatically, people get sick, really sick. And Royal Jelly helps to prevent that. It reduces the damage that radiation has on our trace elements. It also inhibits the growth of transplanted leukemia in animal studies on leukemia. Royal Jelly in human breast cancer, Royal Jelly has anti-xenoestrogen properties that stops the multiplication of human breast cancer cells that are caused to grow by these pollutants, the bisphenol A. These are pollutants that we talk about almost every program. And it is shown to help protect the body from that. Isn't that remarkable? It's also been shown, Royal Jelly, to slow the growth of a variety of human breast cancer cell lines, and it protects from cisplatin-induced oxidative stress, so we know that Royal Jelly helps to protect your body, mostly due to its antioxidant properties, from the damaging effects of chemotherapy, while allowing chemo to work on the bad cells, the cancer cells. They're still destroyed, but not your normal cells. This is a huge benefit to the cancer patient. Royal Jelly also blocks the toxic effects of fumonisin mycotoxins. You know, intestinal dysbiosis creates a lot of chemicals in your system, and we have these mycotoxins in our environment. It's one of the pollutants in our environment. Royal Jelly helps to protect the liver from the fumonisin damage. That was done at the University in Cairo. Cadmium toxicity. Royal Jelly reduces gene damage caused by cadmium, and this has implications for smokers because smokers have high levels of the heavy metal cadmium in their system. In fact, emphysema is thought to be caused by the heavy metal cadmium. Royal Jelly protects laboratory animals from acetaminophen or Tylenol toxicity. If you're taking more than 8 Tylenol or acetaminophen a day, you're in the toxic zone, and you're eventually going to do some damage to your kidneys. Please reduce that amount and take a little Royal Jelly, a little milk thistle. It'll help protect you from the toxic effect of medicines, and this study was acetaminophen or Tylenol. Royal Jelly protects from drug-induced liver damage in general. This is University of Erciyes in Turkey. This has been repeated in animal studies and repeated multiple times with standard testing methods designed to replicate human conditions. That's how we do this. We can't do liver-damaging studies on humans. That wouldn't be right. Animal study, Royal Jelly, when combined with green tea, protects the kidneys from cisplatin chemotherapy. Combine the antioxidants, you get the best protection. How about hormonal chilliness? We talked about modulating of the hormonal system. Chilliness is a common complaint among women, and it's related to hormonal cycles, and they've been able to show that Royal Jelly reduces this. I'm constantly susceptible to the cold. I have to wear my sweater or my shawl all the time, and nobody else is cold. Well, try a little Royal Jelly. It may be quite helpful for you. Compounds from Royal Jelly mitigate estrogen signaling. It helps to normalize estrogen processes. This one's really important. We need to get into diabetes now. Royal Jelly is remarkably effective in treating human diabetic foot ulcers, even if the bone is infected. The ulcer's so deep, it's into the bone, and now it's contaminated and infected, and they want to put you on 3 months of IV antibiotic therapy. Can you imagine what that's going to do to your intestinal tract? Oh my goodness, I hate to think about it. You can do what you got to do, but treat the ulcer with Royal Jelly. Put it right on the wound. Do this every day. Clean out the old dead necrotic stuff, the eschar and whatnot you call it, the things that aren't alive. Get rid of that tissue, clean it up, freshen it up, sprinkle a little Royal Jelly. Open up the capsule, put it right on. Then take a capsule or two orally for a systemic effect. You will be amazed. Get on a little alpha lipoic acid, treat the diabetes a little better, you're going to make some progress here. What else? Converted animals, diabetic improves blood pressure in diabetes, royal jelly, while lowering insulin resistance and insulin levels. Lowers blood pressure in the diabetic by inhibiting angiotensin converting enzyme, just like the medicine does, but you're doing it naturally. It's a blood pressure lowering substance. Diabetic weight loss, health promotion perspective, that's the journal. Double-blind, placebo-controlled. Royal jelly reduced calories consumed and increased the weight loss in the diabetics that used it as a diet aid. Add a little glucomannan, a little probiotic, a little milk thistle. You're going to start making progress. Low sugar and starch diet, glucose tolerance test for diabetics. Royal jelly lowers the maximum blood glucose under the curve. What this means is you may still have a high level of glucose, but there's less glucose in your bloodstream and it can be cleared out better. Royal jelly helps to improve measures of glucose control in the diabetics. It's been thoroughly studied. Helps to lower insulin resistance. Cardiovascular. Royal jelly improves blood pressure. Multiple studies show that royal jelly lowers blood fats and lipids. This is your cholesterol, your low-density lipoproteins, your LDL cholesterol, the triglycerides. And it lowers serum cholesterol by about 14% and serum lipids by 10%. A nice addition. Other research on the queen bee acid. This is the nerve regeneration substance. This is part of why royal jelly is so helpful in trauma. Let's see, short-term memory. This is a new one. Seniors with mild cognitive decline, the first sign of Alzheimer's disease, if they got on the royal jelly, it helped to preserve their short-term memory, which is absolutely, now I'm not saying it cures it, but it helps to stall the progression of a cognitive decline. And they've done this with good studies. Also, one last thing, they've been able to show that royal jelly helps to maintain bone mass in osteoporosis. Maybe these, the Fosamax, the bisphosphonates are not for you. You can't take it because it irritates your esophagus. You need agents to help. Magnesium, vitamin D, calcium, royal jelly. We're going to build that bone up with royal jelly in a smart, holistic plan. All right, when we return, let's talk about who should consider using royal jelly. Indications when we return. You may have heard the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's true. I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
And I'm Cindy Becker. Autumn is a time of transition. It's the perfect time to renew your dedication to healthy living. This September, we're excited to bring you our fall savings celebration here at BioInnovations.
Perhaps you've heard about the health benefits of supplements. In many cases, they can make a big difference.
During September, Dr. Becker Spa nutrients are up to 40% off. Noni Natural Skincare and Spa Therapy are 40% off. And Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still 50% off by the case. And you get free shipping with orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
This is a good time to restart a program of nutrition, exercise, and supplements because an ounce of prevention really is worth a pound of cure.
Order online or call 888-442-2128 and let BioInnovations assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you following a low-fat diet? While it's true that too much fat makes us overweight, certain types of fat are actually good for us. Add to your diet omega-3 fats such as fish and flaxseed oil, and omega-9 oleic acid found in olive oil. And reduce in your diet omega-6 found in corn, safflower, and peanut oil, and saturated fats found in meats and whole milk dairy products. Studies show those fats can promote inflammation and chronic disease. The Mediterranean diet can help you make good choices, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, fish, olives, and olive oil. So remember, increase omega-3 and omega-9 fats. Reduce omega-6 and saturated fat. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. Just a very quick reminder, it is fall savings celebration at BioInnovations. Don't miss it. Great prices. Richard, who should consider supplementing with royal jelly or adding it to their nutritional plan?
Yes. Well, many can benefit from royal jelly. Remember that it is highly nutritious, almost all the essential nutrients. It activates and coordinates the immune system, so anyone who's compromised in the immunity or a hyperactive immunity. It's useful in infectious disease, cancer, autoimmune disease. It protects the system. It helps to initiate healing. It modulates the hormonal system. So, you know, any type of PMS or dysmenorrhea can be helpful. Supports the organs in metabolic disease. The Japanese call a syndrome Mibu, which is you're sick, you know you're off, but the lab doesn't show the problem yet. How many of you, doctor to doctor, well, they don't know what's wrong, but I can tell something's wrong. The Japanese call that Mibu. And they were able to study, and they showed that royal jelly helps to reverse that early stage of disease before the doctor can diagnose it, but you know something's wrong. That's amazing, isn't it? That's amazing. It's that effective and that sensitive. Any type of allergy, sinusitis, asthma, inflammatory bowel disease, dysbiosis, yeast conditions, pain, inflammation from virtually any cause, intestinal dysbiosis, wide variety of infections, diabetes, and diabetic foot ulcers. Please consider this. I'd hate for you to lose a foot, a toe, or whatever, and you never know about what may help you. Wound healing of any type, trauma of any type, elevated cholesterol levels, nutritional support for the cancer patient, protecting the liver from medications. Maybe you're on multiple medications and you don't have a choice. You have to take these, but you're concerned that, boy, it's too much on my life. I can tell it's starting to affect me. Well, start doing things to protect your liver. That's the point of all this. Fatigue, autoimmune disease, immune suppression, such as occurs in hepatitis C or the AIDS virus, HIV/AIDS situation. Combined with the bee pollen for menopause, that's the traditional use in the Orient for hormonal issues, royal jelly with the bee pollen, and of course as a beauty aid both internally and systemically. Now, the royal jelly we have for you is desiccated, meaning it's dried. That stabilizes royal jelly because fresh royal jelly is not stable, and it's hard to get all across the country. So we freeze dry it and we mix it with bee pollen. The two together, that's the traditional use. And 1 capsule equals 1 full gram. People take 50 milligrams, 1/20th of a capsule, and they have a benefit. But you can take more if you need to, and many of the benefits are dose related. It's okay to take more if you need it. But 1 or 2 a day is typical dose for many people. Well, Cindy, there's a lot of information here, but there's a lot of benefit in the royal jelly. And I want you to know as much about that as possible. Thank you for your kind attention. We'll see you here tomorrow on Your Health. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Live a Healthy Life, presented by the Christian Television Network.
Everything that you eat is a seed, and your body is the field.
If you plant or eat healthy fruits and vegetables, your body will respond with a healthy harvest.
But if your seed is donuts, grease, and sugar, guess how your body will respond?
You are what you eat, so eat healthy and reap a healthy harvest.
This Healthy Life tip was brought to you by the Christian Television Network.
Every single day brings us closer to the epic finale of the universe, the return of Jesus Christ. But for those who know Christ, the ending is only the beginning. Hi, I'm Robert Jefferson. This month on Pathway to Victory, we're conducting an in-depth study of the book of Revelation. How should the truth of Christ's return impact your life today? Join me for this brand new series called Final Conquest on Pathway to Victory.